Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Sorry I'm late. My bad. Okay. How is everybody? All right. A little tired. Okay. I feel you. But everybody's here, right? One piece. Good holidays. Okay, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Like, my holidays were actually pretty good. I spent the last 2 weeks of the year on vacation. So it was great. All right, well, welcome to our first session of 2023, session 8. We're already 8 weeks, 8 sessions in. And today we're going to talk about path to scholarships and purpose with a very, very, very special guest today. So as far as housekeeping, please remember to mute or turn off your cell phone during the session. Please turn on your listening ears so you do not miss anything. Feel free to raise your hand to ask questions while I talk. If needed, the restrooms are located outside the room and down the hall. Emergency exits are the stairs right outside this door and in the center of the hallway. And here go my little monkey animation thing. All right, so our session today, welcome and run of the day, did that. Introduction of speaker, not speakers. So our speaker today is Miss June McBride. So if you take a look at your book, on the back, that is who we have today. We actually have our authors of our book. And so she works with the outreach of Youth Empowerment LLC, and like I said, she is the writer of our Path to Scholarships book. We will also do thank you cards, and in the Path to Scholarships book, we will take a look at pages 9 through 32. We'll have time for announcements, and then breakout sessions with our mentors, and then closing Q&A. Any questions about the agenda? All right. So Ms. June McBride is, like I said, the Path to Scholarships program and book series, which is a teacher-created resource produced from the heart. June McBride, MA, is the founder and author of the Path to Scholarships program and book series, Career and College Readiness for the 21st Century with College and Scholarship Planning and Writing, and has been a professional educator for over 40 years. Her teaching experience includes public and private schools and homeschooling, educating students from elementary school age to college. And using the 5 steps, she motivates students to dare to dream great dreams and teaches the college and scholarship process that guides students to successfully apply to low-tech, college, and graduate school, as well as for scholarships. She has been traveling nationally since the year 2000, lucky, and spreading the news that there is hope for all students to achieve post-secondary education and with scholarships to pay for their dreams. And so without further ado, I present to you Ms. June McBride. Like I said, she's the founder, author, and president of Outreach Youth Empowerment LLC, which is a growing company focused on a dream and a vision for the families and children of this country. So let me figure out how to get back to Zoom.
Okay, are we ready then? Am I ready?
I think so.
Awesome. I am so happy to be here with you this morning. Actually, for me, it's early afternoon. I live in Florida. Nice 70 degrees, sun bright and shiny.
Stop. Brutal.
Mr. Paul that last year sent me a hoodie, and I said, I need this if I go to the North Pole. Because in Florida, it's always so warm. People are at the beach today, or swimming and out of the theme parks. I live right outside Orlando, Florida, where you have Disney World. and all the different theme parks, and everyone comes here from all over the world for all the theme parks and also for the beautiful weather we have. But I'm so happy to be here with you this morning and to share my story, which will be the main theme. But the big question I want you to think about today, you have the book in front of you. What is Path to Scholarships? And most students think, oh, it's about getting me lots of money. Oh, I'm in. Oh yeah, yes, I want to be here. I want to learn about this. Yes, it is. Because when you tell your story, when you internalize who you are and you share that, guess what? People want to give you lots of money. Yes, by just telling your story. And today we're already going to focus on the life purpose. Why are you even here today? Why are you coming on Saturdays when you could be home sleeping to this program? Big surprise. This is the path to your total future. And the decisions you will make will determine where you will be 5, 10, 15 years from now. It is very important what we're discussing today, and then also what they're encouraging you and teaching you through this program. I'm very excited about everything this organization has put together to assist you to reach your dreams. Now I'm going to go ahead and share a PowerPoint. I'm going to skip through it because this PowerPoint is actually the introduction to a 7-hour workshop. And we only have about an hour, but it's a base foundation to get you started, and you have the book there. And Mr. Paul Thomas, if anytime you want me to come back to help them work on their essays or their stories, I would love to do it. I mean, I'm available to assist you and your students in any way that I can. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna pull the PowerPoint out, and I'm gonna say my desktop. Okay, share. Yes. Now what is it saying here? I had this already set up. Okay, Zoom. Okay, telling me do I want to do this? Just a second.
Will it let you share?
Yeah, I will. It asks me permission again. I think Zoom is just updated, and they are, it's not. Okay, there we go. And I'll put Zoom in there. You will not be able to record the conversation later. Okay, later. Okay, as long as I can share, that's what's important. Okay, good. I should be able to share it now. There we go. Okay, here we go. Just screen sharing. Okay, can everyone see that PowerPoint?
Yep, but it's behind.
Perfect, perfect. And basically, when you see the book, this is a journey of my entire life. And I worked the last 23 years. So I say Path to Scholarships, Dare to Dream Great Dreams in 5 steps. It's just 5 steps. I know that sounds maybe difficult, but think about it, 5 steps. And we're going to talk about the 5 steps. And each step is important to go sequential through, to actually follow for number 1, number 2, number 3. I began developing Path to Scholarships many years ago, and actually published the first book of the year 2000. But it was to help students just like you. Students who, maybe they're first generation, the parents have not gone to college, they maybe weren't even thinking about graduating from high school, they were gonna quit as soon as they could. And I'm that first generation student. My mother came to the Dominican Republic. If you go to the Caribbean Sea, you have Cuba, Puerto Rico, in the middle there's an island. And that island is the Dominican Republic and Haiti on one side. And that is my heritage and my family. And I learned English from a mother who didn't speak English. I'm a Latina, yes. I'm a minority woman who has struggled greatly with language barriers, many of the same things that you struggle with or are facing each day. So I was the first one to graduate from high school and go to college. I'm a first generation college student that has actually graduated. So I understood their struggles and their obstacles also. So I tell the students, we start out with this. Each one of you today, I say, dare to dream great dreams. There are wonderful dreams possible for you, but you have to be able to dare to do it. You can't be afraid. I mean, there are so many things. You need to find a big dream, a passion. You listen to your heart. There's a mission for each one of you. And I tell students, you know, take the challenge. This is not easy. It was not easy for me, with really no assistance, no programs like the program you have assisting you. To go where you've never gone, you gotta do what you've never done. And many times it's very scary. Oh, maybe I'm not smart enough. Oh, maybe my English isn't good enough. Maybe, where will I get the money? You know, all these obstacles and all these negative thoughts come to your mind. Is this really for me? And my answer to you is yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you have to understand that college costs lots of money. So you have a choice to use financial aid, which is some money there, out from the government. They're going to be discussing all that with you. And then you have to take out maybe some loans. A loan is money you have to pay back. Yes, there's a lot of free money in scholarships. But let me tell you something. You have to be able to find that money and have the assistance to get it. It's there for you. It's there for you. But when do we start? I had an organization call me yesterday and said, well, our seniors need help with finding scholarships and applying. Now, this is January, senior year, and they're just thinking about organizing a portfolio or information to apply to scholarships. When did you start? When should you start? No later than the freshman year. Your 11th grade year, you should already have everything ready to go when you walk in your senior year to begin applying in September and October and November and December. Have everything ready, because senior year goes by very quickly and you're very, very busy. So what do you start with? You start with the 5 steps. Now, these are 5 steps that are divided up in that workbook. And I'm really encouraging you, read through that workbook. It's very powerful. It will guide you through these 5 steps. And the first one is community service. The second is resume. Third is an essay. Fourth is recommendation letters. And fifth are transcripts. If you could put together those 5 items and have them ready, there isn't a scholarship application or there isn't a college application you cannot apply to successfully. And that's the key. It's not the long list of scholarships and the applications. It's, are you prepared to actually apply successfully? My students apply to 20 to 30 scholarship applications. Well, how can you do that? Well, they started right in September 1st. Every application that came across that they qualified, they applied. And not only that, they were easily, with the already portfolio organized, to apply to any college application. And guess what? They were very successful. Did they have the highest grades, like A++ honors? No. Did they have the most community service? No. Did they have the highest test scores, SAT, ACT? No. But they were organized and actually applied. And when you actually apply successfully, guess what? People want to give you money. And the only reason that you don't have that money or you don't win a scholarship is that you didn't apply. It's simple as that. They don't know your name and address and phone number and where to send the money. Can this process be duplicated of what I've taught and what's in this book? Absolutely. There are students in Oregon. One girl in particular, she's my max, won over $600,000 of scholarships. $600,000. And not only that, she also had to pick and choose which university she wanted to go to because they were all offering her additional scholarships and opportunities for admission. And she was a student just like you sitting there today. And the average student at this one high school were averaging $100,000 to $200,000 of scholarships. Wow. You say, could I do that? Yes. Yes, you can. You have to just let people know who you are, write your story, and they want to give you money. It is an awesome opportunity for you. So we've been doing this for 23 years. It's a proven program. It works, guys. It really, really works. But there's some things you got to put together. A portfolio, your 5 steps, then you got to organize everything. I mean, it's not as hard as it is, but what's a scholarship? It's free money for you to pay tuition, fees, books, and living expenses. Then I had students calling me and said, guess what? The university says I'm overfunded. I have too much money. Whoa, is that a good problem to have too much money? How many like that problem? Raise your hand. Do you like that problem to have too much money? Well, one girl in Texas had so much extra additional money that was given to her. She bought herself a brand new car for transportation to and from college. Wow. And other students receiving checks back, like cash back, when they used all the scholarship money they needed for that semester, then the university was sending them bonus money, because college isn't just tuition and fees, it's your living expenses. Which, girls, this is going to have your hair done, right? Having your nails done. Oh, that's a necessity, yes? And some clothes, a nice book bag, a nice computer, transportation, you need some wheels, come on. All that's included with college expenses? Absolutely, absolutely. So how much money is your goal to win? Just barely enough and then have to take out some loans? Or enough money to pay everything? And then also have additional money for your living expenses, correct? So I just want to challenge you, this is possible. And there are many different types of scholarships. It's not just on your grades. There's leadership, there's need-based, there's race, there's family heritage, faith, all kinds of things. You have opportunity. But who is eligible? Every single one of you in that classroom today is eligible for a scholarship. It is regardless of your income, your grade level, your grade. There are scholarships for students starting as young as 5 years of age. Yes, 5 years of age. So when do you start this process? Senior year? Yes, you could. We could zip it up. But honestly, you got to start as soon as possible to begin applying. I had an 8th grade student whose mother got involved with her and helping her. She had over $6,000 banked for scholarships in 8th grade. Okay, so how do we do this? You know, be careful, scholarship scams. No one can promise you that you will receive a scholarship. And they'll call you, they'll send you mailings, and they'll say, if you come to this workshop, and then when you get there, if you pay this amount, we will assist you. We will guarantee you will win these scholarships. Throw that in the trash. You do not want to be scammed by anyone. So where does it begin? And this is the very first theme that we're going to talk about today. And it's about the big questions in life that many of us ask ourselves. Why am I here? Why was I born? What does my future hold? I mean, it's scary, especially with seniors. It comes to senior year, and I've been on high school campuses and college campuses, and they're asking themselves these kind of questions to each other. What are you going to do when you graduate? Oh, I don't know. Do you know what you want to study or what you want to, I don't know. Oh, have you thought about what school you want to go to? Oh, I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. Where would you get the money? Do you have the money? No, I don't have any money. It is scary. And they're saying we have to go out into real life. And I'm not sure, I don't have any goals, I don't have any plan, I don't have any money, I don't know what I wanna do, I don't know. This, sorry to say, is a scenario that I see over and over again. And once graduation is over, like in June, my phone starts ringing off the hook. Now, it's not the students calling me, it's the parents. Oh, Mrs. McBride, I heard you're the scholarship lady. Do you think you could help my son get a scholarship? He just graduated from high school. He has no plan. He hasn't gone through the 5 steps. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. They just say, we need money. Is money the solution? No, it is not. Money's not gonna help you if you don't have a plan first. So how important is this plan? Super important. So I start explaining to the parent what I'm gonna explain to you today about building the 5 steps, the foundation. You know what they tell me, majority? Oh, we don't have time for that. We just need the money. You tell me where the scholarship list is and give me the money. I said, I'm sorry, that's not the way it works. Yes, it is path to scholarships. It's path to financial awards and opportunities, but you have to build the strong foundation first. And once you've done that, then the opportunities will be unlimited. Oh no, I'm not interested. Boom, and they hang up. Now that's what I'm telling you today. It's a little bit of work, but honestly, if I told you I could give you a job making $100, $500, maybe even $1,000 an hour legally, how many of you are interested? Raise your hand, come on. This is all legal. I'm telling you, $500 an hour you can make. Only one person I see, the rest of you aren't interested? Come on, raise your hands. Of course you're interested, and it's legal. It's called applying for scholarships and going through these 5 steps for all the time that it would take you to do this. Now, you can go get a job at McDonald's, and that's great. I like every student to have a job and to work and earn their money. But could you put those 15 hours or 10 hours a week, or even 5 hours a week at $500 an hour to apply and build this foundation? Yes. And you will see the money coming in later? Absolutely. But you know, the problem is many students lack a purpose, a sense of purpose, because no one has ever shared what I've shared with you today. And no one shared this with me. I struggled a lot with all of these things. But we're not sure exactly what we want to do and what our direction for our future is. Now, is there anyone in this room who says, I'm there, I figured this all out? I want to see your hand. Honestly, if you feel you put it together already. Okay? Now, at your age, I couldn't have raised my hand. No, I could not. I wasn't sure. Okay, so students lack a sense of purpose. They're not sure what they want to do in life, and they're not sure they'd be successful if they knew what they wanted to do. Just like these seniors I'm talking about, or juniors. And then when I went to do college workshops of students that are already in college, they don't know either, many of them. They're so lost. They're trying to figure it out. And then they start a major and, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is boring. Oh, this is costing me too much money. Oh, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to stay here. And there's a lot of college dropout for that reason. They don't know why they're there. They don't have a purpose and a plan for even being there, except I'm going to college. Now, when the students go through these 5 steps, guess what? They stay in college, they graduate, and they move forward. Now, they can tweak a little bit, they can find another interest, but their main focus of why they're there is established. And they're moving forward in their life. And when you get to college, you see that book? This for now, through college, through graduate school, through medical school, through law school. Yes, the book goes with you. And then you just update and tweak the different 5 steps to meet where you are then. And you continue to apply for money and opportunities while you are going to school, whatever college, or what your dream is for the future, for medical school, for law school. Once you learn this process, you can use it for job application, for an internship. And the same principles apply. So let's move on now. Is it life purpose simply choosing a vocation and working to be successful at it? And this is what we believe. You have a class and they say, okay, we're gonna talk about vocations and different career opportunities. We want you to do research and think what things interest you. So you start go through all that process, and all that is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But what do majority of students do? Oh, they take this big vocational book or this website that talks about different careers. What's the first thing they look at? How much money I will make. And many times their decision is determined what they're gonna study or what career they want according to the money or the salary. And that's okay, but it might really be you. It might be something you think you want, but once you start, it becomes a disaster. So how do I find my life purpose? How do I find what I want to study, what I want to be? I mean, this is a very, very important question. And the first question is, I want, if you could help me, Mr. Thomas.
Sure.
I would like the students to get in groups of about 4 with one of the staff, and I want them to answer these 2 questions in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then have 1 or 2 of the groups report on these answers. What is life purpose and how do we find it? We understand that most students don't know. They don't have a clue. But what do these students believe life purpose is? And no, there's no wrong answer, okay? There's no wrong answer. And how would you find it? Okay, let's go ahead. It's grouped in about 4. How many students you have in the room?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, so why don't we break them in about 3 groups then?
Okay.
I've
Three
already
With-
broken them up.
Okay, then with a staff person to help them, and I want somebody to be a recorder and to write down their comments of what they said. And then we'll have the group's report. How's that?
When are they doing the SAT preparation?
Lucas.
Session, I'm doing the, I'm gonna do a practice whole year, like, I'm not sure it's gonna start a little earlier and a little later, but whoever's interested, I'll join in doing that.
We have. Here we go. And so we're just answering the 2 questions. What is life purpose and how do we find it?
Yes, what is life purpose and how do we find it? Just short, brief answers.
Alright, so we need a recorder for each group. A
Okay.
recorder and a recorder.
We need a recorder for the
We already got paper. That's what volunteer is supposed to say. And you have paper. So you have a recorder.
Just going through what
You have a binder that has paper
what is life purpose
and a recorder. Everybody have groups and mentor help. Alright, you got, say 3 minutes?
Yeah, about 3 minutes, just write 1 or 2 answers for each. Then we'll have a student reporter who actually shared with us what they wrote.
Okay.
and
Alright, does everybody know what we're doing? Okay, so we got 2.5 minutes.
What you trying to
Whatever makes you happy. Okay, whatever makes you
So what do you think
happy.
life's purpose is?
You give them like examples too, like, you know, it's not kind of like it's the concept, but also it's specifically, like, you know, what are some things that make you happy?
Something that you enjoy doing, something that you.
What activities don't you like to do?
And then exposing yourself
just ask.
to new experiences, and finding people that you want.
Can I add a question? Does anyone believe they found your life purpose? How about you? Kind of. Okay, so that's time. I kind of know.
Being that thing that you
Even though you just.
Yeah, so like I remember talking with you, like, you know, a few weeks ago, and you got connections, strong connections with sports, and I'm interested in going into like something sports medicine or something, sports medicine or sports business, that's something.
Well, I know, I'm seeing, I don't see the whole classroom, I see like from the,
Medical field or business field that's connected to what you
yes, but that's fine, but when, you could take one student from each group and bring them up so I can hear them clearly where you're speaking, that way I can hear what they have to say. Okay? We started just a little bit later, can I take a minute to finish up?
Like he rightly said, I feel like what he's wrapped around your passion, your interests, right? And when you ask me, sometimes we are still thinking. I feel strongly with my life purpose. And my passion actually has been security. And cybersecurity, I've been doing everything in my career to cybersecurity in computer technology.
About 1 minute left, everybody, 1 minute.
It wasn't easy for me. And I think part of what I think is something I do not never get. There are people that wake up and are like, oh, I need to go to work today. It's whether I have a job, I don't have a job, I can do cybersecurity, right? I can do security with anything. I can look around here and say, that's it. So I'm just sharing mine to help you think about what do you enjoy, what drives you, what's that passion. Some people can wake up at 4 a.m. and still find themselves in the basketball court.
All right, fellas, 20 seconds to get the wrap up. Get your last ideas down. Make sure you have somebody to report out.
Find that, you never work a day in your life, and that's.
What is that? Yeah.
All right, who are my presenters? As you have,
I'm like, what are you doing?
one presenter here.
Well, you said there were 3 groups, so 3 presenters.
I got 4 groups actually.
Okay, that's fine. Have the student give me their name and what grade they're in, okay?
Alrighty, so yeah, you can look first.
So you present for us.
You're in the hot seat, man. That's about it. Oh, shit, you see. Actually, wait, did you use that chair right there? Borrow that chair?
Yeah, it's got a good solid example.
These are the students, correct?
I'm sorry, yes.
Perfect. Okay, what's your name, honey? Oh, nice to meet you. What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Awesome, you are in the perfect opportunity to put this together now. Awesome. Okay, share with us, what is life purpose and how do we find it?
So for our group, we have, the life purpose is having do something you enjoy, and that you might want to do forever. And then, who you want to be or what your life calling is. And then we also talked about vocation theory, and like having a talent and using something you already have and turning it into a career. And then in terms of how to get there, We talked about exposing ourselves to people that are already doing what you want to do and having a career out of it, and then learning from them.
That is awesome. Just give her a big hand. That was very good. That was excellent. You get terrific answers. Thank you so much. Okay, who's next? Okay, what is your name and what grade are you in?
My name is Dre, I'm a senior, and, to find my life, what's my life purpose, to find out, I just chose like whatever I was interested in, whatever activities I enjoyed. That's how I found my interest, and my purpose.
And how would you find it? How would you discover it if you weren't sure?
If I wasn't, whatever makes you happy, or whatever activities I enjoy.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Let's give them a big hand. Very good. Great, great, great. Okay, who's next?
My name is Bryson, and I'm an 11th grader. And I'm looking for what are life purposes, instead of doing something that you love and how you love it, doing something that benefits you and others, something that you can give back to the world, and something that show people that.
Awesome.
And how you find it, we said that it's you going through things that give you experience, putting yourself out there, going to programs that will get you exposure, and like you're gonna find it, so you have to be further and interact.
Wonderful. Boy, you have a great group of students. I mean, I haven't had a workshop where everyone had such terrific answers. You still can. Congratulations to that group. Okay. Great. And what grade are you in?
Oh, I'm Kais, I'm in 12th grade. My group saying to, what is your life purpose? Something that you're finding out who you are, and fulfilling what you want to do in life, and like how do you find it, getting exposed to different hobbies, such as like sports, community service, different groups, getting to know yourself and trying to figure out what you love, and finding connections and making connections throughout your life.
That is wonderful. That group did an excellent job also. Let's give them a big hand. Awesome. Great job. Wow. I'm so impressed with all of you. I know your program is doing a wonderful job helping you to discover all these answers, because I can very rarely have these many terrific answers from everyone. So like I said, there's long answers.
We're spoiled.
Fantastic, fantastic answers, and you're right. I mean, it is exactly what you said. Life purpose is the reason you were born and who you're meant to be, your life's calling. Now, this is difficult because I know people, parents that have adult children living in their basement, and they don't know what they want to do with their life. I mean, it's sad. They never found it. They're in Great Depression. They can't move on. I think I'm going to send you guys over there as counselors to help some of them. As you know the answers, this is awesome. But it's the reason you were born. I mean, the reason you're born, who you're meant to be. And I truly believe you were born for a purpose. You are special. You're born natural gifts and talents. Gifts. You're not an accident or mistake. You're born for a special purpose, plan, and mission. Your parents, your background, your family, there were no accidents. I mean, I came from a very difficult, abusive, dysfunctional family. I'm not going to go into details, but I would say to myself, why did I have to be born in this family? Why did I have to have that father or that circumstance? Why me? Why can't I be like that family down the street or that girl at school who seems so happy? Why do I have such a difficulty reading and understanding my schoolwork? Why do I struggle with language and pronunciation? I mean, it was a great, great struggle for me growing up. No one ever said to me that, guess what? Who you are, your family, your heritage, your race was no accident. And it was all for a purpose, for a reason, for a mission for you in life. And you were born for a time as this, and who you are. Be proud of who you are, your family, your background, your race, because you are special. And you have gifts and talents that you never even thought you had. But like you said, you got to give yourself a chance to explore, to get out there and serve and try out different things and have experiences that will help you to discover that. And always be proud of who you are and your family and your parents and your heritage and your background. And there are no accidents. I was in a workshop in Texas, and they're right on the border outside of El Paso, Texas. And I had maybe like 150 students in an auditorium. And I'm sharing this story and this slide, and this big Mexican boy, I mean, he looked like a big football player. He jumped up, raised his hand, he said, "You're wrong." I mean, I have people challenge me in my workshop. Trust me, it isn't always everyone sitting there so nice, listening to everything I say. And I was like, I said, "What?" He says, "You're wrong, miss. I was an accident. My mother told me." And everybody started laughing, and he was like, ha, 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 you know, I really disrupted this lady in this workshop. I got all the attention. And yes, people think babies or children are accidents, but they're not. We try to make babies, and guess what? No baby comes. They go to clinics, they do all kinds of procedures, they spend thousands of dollars, and no baby. And then when we don't want it, we're not expecting it, boop, 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 they keep showing up. It wasn't me that made that baby. We are only instruments. But when that baby forms, when that sperm comes with the egg, it's a miracle. And it is special. There is no accident, no matter the circumstances. Each child is a gift. I said that. And then I continued on the workshop. Then at the break, we were breaking for lunch. I'm getting ready to pack up my stuff and go to have lunch, and all the students left. He comes up to me and he says, "Miss, I'm an accident." And it's just these big tears start streaming down his face. And I looked at him and I said, "Did I offend you? What's happened?" He said, "I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning watching my clock, thinking I was never meant to be. Ever since I was a young child, my parents told me I was an accident. And my parents are already retired. I mean, they had me late in life. They had 7 other children. All my other brothers and sisters are married with their children. And here I came along. I was an accident. I was never supposed to be here. I'm just in the way." And he's just bawling and crying and crying. I couldn't even contain him. He was like, you know, and then his nose started running and he started wiping, you know, I didn't have anything to wipe it with. And I said, "No, you're not an accident." And I had, "Here, sit down here, let's talk about this. You were born for special purpose and plan. And repeat after me." I said many other things to him to encourage him and hopefully he would stop crying. And his heart was just broken. I was just broken. And I said, "Your parents meant well, but you're not an accident. There was no accident. You were born because parents don't make children. And, you know, we try to have children, we don't have them. And when we don't want them, they keep coming, or they come as a big surprise, you know." I said, "But you're special. You're born for special purpose." So I said, "Repeat after me. I was born for special purpose and plan." He looked at me. I can't say that, no. So I kept trying to insist that he would confirm and believe in his heart that he really was not an accident and he had a purpose and a plan. Finally, I said, now try, you can do this. So with all his might, he said, I was born for a special, I can't. Like, oh no. I said, just try one more time, come on, you can do this. And this is a true story, I'm sharing with you. This is not made up. This is how young people feel when they feel rejected, when they feel like unwanted. So I said, let's try one more time, come on, you can say this. I was born for a special purpose, for a plan, for a mission, and wasn't an accident mistake. And when he finished, he like took this big breath, and he looked at me, and his eyes got real big. And he was sitting, and I was standing next to him. He was really a big guy. He jumped up, and he grabbed me, and he started tossing me around like a rag doll, like, woo, woo. He said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was so happy. And he said, you're right. I need to believe, I need to know I was not an accident. All those were lies I believed. Negative self-talk that was destroying me. I was like, wow. I've never forgotten that story. So many young people have been told, you're no good, never meant to have you, you're no good like your father. And the sad thing is when I say those things, the kids in the audience start laughing. They're telling me, oh, that was me. That's being done to me now. Reject those lies. Don't let those lies destroy your life and your future, or the pain or the hurt or the abuse you've had in the past. Look only to a wonderful future because you have one, if you so choose. It's not the dreams you dream. It's not. It's the choices you make to move forward and forgive and reject the lies that have been told to you to destroy your life. Sad, sad, sad. But we're going to talk about me. How did you find your life purpose? And it was exactly what you guys were saying in there, the students. Here I was in high school and through middle school, and I stuttered. I couldn't say a word without and it wouldn't come out. Plus I struggled with writing, with reading, and it was because I learned Spanish as a child, and I was between two languages, my English. My mother could barely speak English. I had no one to help me with my homework. I mean, no counselor or teacher was saying to me, you could go to college, you could find a dream, you could overcome that. No. Plus my teeth are all crooked, and my parents didn't have money for braces, so I couldn't open my mouth because kids would make fun of me when I stuttered and about my real crooked teeth. I mean, you talk about a disaster. That was me. I didn't make all A's. I didn't make all B's. I was a struggling student. There was a small church near our house, a Spanish church with a Spanish ministry there, and they became by picking up the children, inviting us to church. So I started going there. But when I lived in a housing project, low income housing project, my father wasn't there. My mother was a mom with 4 children. She worked for 50 cents an hour, and she was gone all the time just trying to survive. Meanwhile, I was in 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. There was no babysitter for the children in our family. We just ran the neighborhood with the rest of the kids. It wasn't like now. Then they would have picked us up and put us in foster homes, I'm sure, because my mother couldn't take care of us or provide for us. I opened the refrigerator, it's empty. I opened up the food closet, it's empty. I mean, I was poor. We were very poor. But in that neighborhood, if you know of, or maybe, hopefully you're not in that situation, but if you are, you understand, you had to fight to survive. And my sister was a win, my brother was younger, so I had to fight for them too. So when they made fun of me, I had to fight. I mean, you had to fight all the time. And guys and girls. I mean, I grew up a fighter because you had to survive. And now, talking about this church, they would come over to try to help these poor kids, you know, that were struggling. And we started going to this little church, and we were a terror there. Trust me, I feel bad about it now. I did ask for forgiveness. But as I became a teenager, the pastor's wife came to me and said, June, I would like you to help us with the children in Sunday school. And I'm like, you're talking to me? I can't even talk. Clearly, they'll make fun of me. No. I was never gonna go back to that church, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. She gave me this little lesson. She says, it's only like 5 minutes. I said, 5 minutes? I can't talk. No way. I was scared to death. But she said, you know, they're only babies. They're 2 and 3 year olds, 2-year-olds. I thought, I don't care. I don't want anyone laughing at me. It's church, I can't beat them up, you know. So she said, but she gave me that lesson. And I'm telling you, you got to take risk in your life to go where you've never gone. You got to do what you've never done. You might have to leave home to go to school. You might have to go to a place where you don't know anyone. But you've got to be brave and strong, and you cannot give up on your dreams. And I can point to decisions in my life that I took risks that I would never be where I am today if I had not taken that challenge and I had run away. I showed up that next Sunday, scared to death. I mean, I never been so afraid in my life. I beat up the toughest kid in the neighborhood. They go to that little class. And I came with a little lesson, and I saw this little kid jumping around the room, and I'm like, ooh, you know. So she says, okay, we had sing time, and that was okay. She led the singing. We sang these little children's songs, you know. And then she said, okay, you have your story ready? And I'm like, ooh, me. I tried to start the story, but I was stuttering so bad. And the little kid just looked at me like, you know, what's wrong with this girl, you know? And I couldn't even get through it. And then I started crying. I was like, no, I cannot cry. I'm a tough person. I don't cry, you know. And then she came and put her arm around me and said, it's okay. You did good. You did really good. You did great. I said, yeah, right. Me? I thought, I'll never come back here. But the kids didn't laugh because they were just babies. They couldn't talk anyway. So I was like, and she said, here's a lesson for next week. I said, next week? But guess what? I kept showing up every week. I took those risks. And then we had play time, we had arts and craft time, and we had cookies and juice. And I was looking at these little kids. They lived in my neighborhood, a lot of them, and they had very big needs. And she said to me, let's go and see how we can help their families. So we began ministering and bringing food, clothes, different things they need, and helping the parents or the single moms. I was part of that. Those children became my children. This is what you call community service, where you invest real experiences, real life experiences of assisting people and with real needs over a long term. The value of community service, which is step 1, is to invest your life in the life of others in need with a commitment over time. So you learn and grow from it, and you have experiences to share in an essay, experiences to share. Maybe you found your life purpose through that. So this went on, and I still stuttered, but the kids didn't laugh. And I was able to do like 3-minute little lessons, and I had a great time with these little kids. I'd never worked with little kids before. It's like, ooh, snotty those little kids, ooh, you know. But I began to love them and understand them, and worked with them, and I fell in love with them. Then the pastor's wife said to me, remember that summer camp you went to last June? I said, yeah. How, you know, you're gonna be 15 now, and you could go as assistant counselor to this camp and assist. This is a Christian camp. I said, not me. These are older students. I can do 2-year-olds. I'm thinking they don't laugh at me, but older kids, like junior age, middle school and high school kids, oh no. And it's a Christian camp, I can't beat up people there. You know, I have to be nice. That's hard for me to be nice to these kids. No, Bessie, no, I can't. But she said, well, you really think about it because it's a great opportunity. And I thought, I had 2 alternatives. Okay, one, I could stay in the neighborhood, maybe get in trouble that summer, because the kids were older, they were doing a lot more things that were not nice. Or I could go to the summer camp. I think I'll go to the summer camp. Again, I took another great risk to go where you've never gone. You gotta do what you've never done. And it was so scary for me. But somehow I got through that summer and I learned so many wonderful, valuable lessons because I was under a senior counselor with a group of girls that were in our cabin. And I did have trouble with stuttering. And they did snicker and laugh a little bit, but I just had to stop. And then I would try to control myself and talk slowly and slower and slower so that I could compose myself. I've never had any kind of speech therapy or counseling. And I know my stuttering was from emotional abuse and the abuse that I went through as a child. And as I began to overcome that and forgive those things, my speech began to heal. Am I still a stutterer? Yes. If I get anxious or sad or tired, I'll start stuttering. It's still there. It hasn't gone away completely. But my life changed that summer when I began to work and meet these young girls who had problems and shared with me and wanted me to listen. I did a lot of listening because I didn't want to do a lot of talking, but I encouraged them. And every summer since that time I was 15, I served and worked at that camp. Volunteer, I wasn't paid, as first a junior counselor, and then I was in college as a senior counselor. And it totally transformed my life. And I said, you know, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to be involved with young people. I want to be a counselor, a teacher, something where I'm impacting and making a difference. And that's how I discovered I wanted to be a teacher. And eventually, it has led me to where I am today and writing these books and sharing with you today. But it never would have happened if I would have been afraid, if I would have ran the other way, if I would have accepted those challenges to go where you've never gone. You've got to do what you've never done. And many times it's very scary. And look what's happened now. I have touched the lives through other counselors and teachers and trainers for the past 23 years throughout this entire nation. Because I was willing to take those risks. Because I was willing to not be afraid. And to move forward and to try to discover. I didn't know that at that time I was trying to discover it. I was just going along. But the key was that mentor, that pastor's wife that builds a relationship with me, like your staff there within your organization that believes in you, are standing next to you, are encouraging you to move forward. Everybody needs a friend, a mentor that says, yes, you can. And she kept saying to me, you could do this. You could do this. When I was going to college. You could do this. Yes, I believe in you. If I had had her, I don't know where I'd be today. So cherish and listen to those people within your organization that are encouraging and mentoring you and working with you. And don't miss those sessions because that's your future. And you might think, oh no, that's not me, I can't do that. No, don't look at the obstacles. look at the challenges and accept those challenges. It's not the dreams you dream, it's the choices you will make. Whatever there are, good or bad. You have choices which will determine your future and finding your life purpose. And I ask this question many times, can you miss your life purpose? What do you think? How many think maybe you could miss it? Raise your hand. You could miss it if you make wrong choices. Don't you think so? Yes. You don't want to miss who you're meant to be. You want to discover those gifts and talents. You want to take those challenges and move forward and become that special person with a mission. All of my whole life led to Path to Scholarships. All my journey and struggles, and this book actually is like my life put together in a form to help you walk through these steps and be successful in your future. This is just like 1/3 of the presentation, but this story is very personal to me because it's living in life, and you could take this example, and this could be you one day. Now we had some questions. Did anyone have questions they wrote down or would like to ask me?
Anybody have questions? Comments? Oh, Mimi?
Some of our students would like to try vocational school instead of college right away. Do you have any specific tips about their entering that path?
Well, it goes back to, anytime students will say to me, well, I'm not going to college, I want to go to vocational technical. That's wonderful, if that's what you love. It still costs money though, doesn't it? And do I need to apply to an application, like a scholarship for those, so I can get it paid? Yes. If you look at the book, what does it say on the front? What's the title of the book? Making VOTech, which is vocational technical, college, graduate school, and scholarships a reality. So whether you decide you want to be a chef, or you want to go to be a hairstylist, or some kind of technician for computers, or repair, or build, whatever it is. All these programs cost what? Say it. Money. And this process is the same. You still have to go through this process and complete an application and be the best applicant so they will give you the money. So I would say the best way to prepare for vocational technical is many times the high schools have dual enrollment with the vocational school, where in high school you could get high school credit for taking, say, half a day or get into some program you think you might be interested in. And of course, that's free because you're still in high school. Where we live in Florida it is. Once you graduate from high school, then you have to start paying. But that way you can check it out. What if, I will see if I like this. I might fall in love with this, or maybe it's like, it's okay, but this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Many of you said that, and what is life purpose? Finding what you love, and you want to do it every day of your life. That's what you want to find. And it starts with what you love to do. That's where it starts, and then trying it out. So, before you commit to a whole program, that's why starting in 9th grade, you can start having opportunities to job shadowing. Check out, talk to people that are in that vocational field or technical field. Get more information about it. Maybe one way to get your foot in the door is go volunteer for them. Say, I just want to find out about this vocation and this career, whatever. Could I just come be a helper for you? No charge, I just want to help and see what you do and how you do it. See? So the best way is to discover it before you actually commit, if you have that time. Because real life world experiences are the best to discover. But you might start on something and then say, well, I'm not sure about this. Then try something else. It's okay. You don't have to be totally committed to one thing. I mean, I started as a teacher, then I went to counselor, and then I worked with at-risk programs, and then I became an author as I wrote down what I did with the students. Then I became a motivational speaker. I started traveling throughout the United States. I actually traveled over 20 years. I mean, from here, from Florida to Oregon to Washington State, to Idaho, Colorado, all through California, and Texas, Arkansas, you name it, up the East Coast. And it was exciting adventure. I never thought that would be me. And that I, who stuttered and couldn't talk clearly, would be speaking to a whole auditorium of students and not messing up. Wow, that was fantastic. So you'll grow as you step forward in your dream and where you want to go. It will build, not all at once. When the opportunities come, then you'll take them and you take risks. Any other questions?
Just one. Is there an age limit for finding your life purpose? Like, you know, young people looking at other people fighting theirs and maybe getting discouraged because they haven't found theirs yet. What would you say to them?
Okay, you need to repeat that, get closer to me because it was muffled. I couldn't understand.
Stretch my legs. No, I was saying, can you speak to the young people about finding their life purpose? Is there a time limit? Like if they're looking at other people find their life purpose and maybe felt they missed the mark or they'll never get it, how can you encourage them? What would you say?
I'll have a special counseling session with you afterwards, okay? It's not a time limit. It's not a time limit. Many young people have gone through high school, through college, or in their career, and they say, I hate this. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. Some will run off and get on a boat and make a cruise around the world or run away somewhere. No, this is the same for anyone at any age. But the sooner you can start on the path, the better. There's no time limit. In fact, I've had more than once educators, teachers, or counselors come to my workshops, bringing their students, and afterwards come to me personally and say, I miss my life purpose. This is not what I want to do the rest of my life. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. Because we're evolving. And when you say every person has over 5,000 hidden gifts and talents. So when you discovered, I never thought I could motivate and teach. I couldn't even talk. I mean, how could I be a teacher? How could I be a motivational speaker? How could I go in front of Texas? I went to a statewide parent conference and spoke to 1,000 parents in an auditorium, and it was live on TV at the same time. You talk about being scary. And it was all in Spanish. I was like, I can speak Spanish and I do workshops, but it was sort of scary. You evolve, and you grow. I just keep moving forward. But never feel the way you, and then, okay, just an example. One person said, well, if you commit a crime and you go to jail, you can miss your life purpose. Well, yes and no, because when you come to jail, you have choices there. And you can find a life purpose of helping others that are in there. Counseling, helping them to learn to read, working as a tutor. It might change your direction a little bit at the time, but you can still move on to a life purpose no matter any circumstances in your life. You might delay what you were wanting to do or what you could do, but your hidden gifts and talents and your talents and gifts are still there, and you will use them. So yes, you can deter it, you can take a detour for a while, but you can come back and continue on that. I know a gentleman, a Mexican man, I'm not going to give all the details except that he was in prison here in the United States for many years for criminal activity, gang activity, and so forth. In prison, he made a decision and a turnaround, went back to Mexico and started a rehab for drug addicts and criminals and gangbangers. And that is his whole ministry and life now, assisting other young men that were like him. You see that? He ended up making wrong decisions and choices. He made a decision to turn around and he came back. And now he's serving and making a difference in families and young men's lives. I mean, I've actually talked to him, met him. He's awesome. It's unbelievable. Has a family now, a beautiful wife and children. His whole life is turned around. So it's never too late. But it's better to do it now. It's better to start on your journey following the 5 steps. Let's say the 5 steps together. And we really only covered 1 today. Community service and finding your life purpose. 2, resume. 3, that essay. And if you're a senior, we need to help you, if you haven't already, put together that essay. Because scholarships are due now. College applications are due now. Request those recommendation letters, seniors, and have copies of official transcripts, or how do I get them, how do I submit them to the colleges, universities, and also to the scholarship committees. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
What was the most challenging thing for you to get to where you were?
Learning to talk. Now I can't shut up. I couldn't talk. Can you imagine? You have a dream or a hope. I didn't have any hope. I didn't have any dream. I didn't have anybody telling me anything. But when you can't talk because you stutter, people make fun of you. And also, I had a lot of negative self-talk. I thought I was so ugly. I thought I was so dumb. I thought I wasn't smart. I didn't think, when they said to me, even as an adult, you need to write a book about what you're doing. I thought to myself, me? I'm not that smart. I'm not a writer. I can't write. You know, but I thought I was dumb. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was stupid. I thought I could never talk. I could never share with anybody else because of my disability. That was my greatest overcoming. And then once I focused on the needs of other people, instead of me, look at me, oh, poor me. Oh, I come from an abusive family. I don't have a father. Oh, I'm in an abusive situation, emotionally. I stutter. I'm ugly. I do well in school. I can't even talk. Ooh, there's no hope for me, right? Right? Okay, I'm here, you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you today, if I could do this, you can do this. I'm sure maybe some of you have similar challenges that I had, or maybe a few of them, but there is no challenge, no obstacle too big that you cannot overcome and grow and be stronger and better because of it. So instead of turning obstacles into something bad, you turn your obstacles into something good that makes me stronger and better. And I'm willing to ever give up on my dreams. See that? See the difference? My biggest challenge, though, also was forgiving. Forgiving the people that hurt me. The people who are supposed to love you, be there for you, and they hurt you. They don't care for you. They don't take care of you like they're supposed to. The rejection that I felt. But I had to turn that around and forgive. And work through forgiveness. And I did a lot of things mean to these people in retaliation, disrespect, and so forth. So I had to go back and be responsible for my actions and ask them to forgive me. But not one person said, will you forgive me also for la 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 la? No. But that's on them. I had to be free from my anger, my bitterness, my hurt by forgiving them. So I'm free to move on to my dreams. Forgiveness is always for me, for you, not for the person that hurt you. And once you're free, then you're ready to fly. Another question? Did I answer your question? You can see I was a hopeless mess. There's hope for me, there's hope for everybody.
Well, Mr. McBride, you didn't have to transition, so I definitely greatly appreciate you being with us today. And I'm going to give the students your contact information as well, so if they need to, they can reach out.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, and I loved, the last year when we had the session and students wrote down a nice little thank you note. And let me say to you, it's important you do that because there are scholarships that will reject your application. And even if you won the $50,000, just because you didn't follow up with a thank you note, you must learn and be responsible to write thank you notes. They're required to receive your scholarship money, and they'll go to the next applicant because within 30 days you didn't say thank you. Is that sad? Yeah. Plus, when you say thank you and you tell me what you learned, tell me how you overcame, that's an encouragement for me, but more is an encouragement for you because you've confirmed your decisions. See that?
Awesome.
Have a great day, and thank you for the wonderful work you're doing with the students, and I wish all of you the best success. And believe it, work hard, and then you can achieve it. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
All right.
I want you to keep yours so you can like write papers. No, you don't need one, I just.
Who needs a thank you card?
I do think.
I need one too.
Okay, Sue.
Who else needs a thank you card?
Everybody see that? Sweet.
She has a tag.
Thank you.
So if you guys have LinkedIn or email, she will respond. I've been communicating with her, and she does take the time to respond. And her daughter's a motivational speaker and a workout fiend, and yeah, they're really you know, she doesn't just ignore you. It might take a little while, but she will respond. So if you guys have a specific question on scholarships, even a year from now, please reach out to her.
So is anybody else running low on thank you cards? Because I think it's been really low. Okay. Well, the address is still going to be over here, but I need to move on because otherwise it won't get done.
I need one type.
By the way, she was not kidding. You guys did amazing on that question and answer. That was awesome. Yeah, I got them. So.
Okay. It's more than that.
I was like, we should be done by like 2. We should be at my house by 2.
All right. So, yeah. All right, and in addition to Ms. McBride being here, we also want to say a special thank you to Mr. Shola, back in the back. He just provided lunch for us today, so thank you for that, because otherwise we would starve, so that's good.
And we have, brownies.
More brownies?
Well, the blondie brownies with mini chocolate chip.
If you need more thank you cards, let me know.
My dentist is gonna love me.
Keep it local.
What the fuck?
All right. So listen up, guys. Listen up real quick, so we can get through announcements, and you can have a little bit of time with your mentor before you do your steps and everything. So session 9 is not next week, the 14th. It is going to be on January 21st, 2023. I gotta practice saying 2023 because I'll say 2022 all year. And which we'll talk about, okay, so there's two things. Mr. Brian is going to help people do a practice SAT. Is it SAT or ACT?
The SAT, and it's gonna be a whole practice test. So I'm gonna be in a separate room, kind of simulating what it's like to do the whole test, and then after it's done, you know, over that following week, I will actually kind of like score it and give you your score and feedback.
You gotta
on
listen.
everything.
You gotta listen.
So so that's a voluntary. So for anybody who wants to take that, I'm going to do a whole SAT practice test, and then score it and give you feedback.
Okay. So does that make sense? Yeah. So for that, we have a sign-up form, right? And so you can screen capture, or like with your phone, take a picture of the SAT sign-up link, QR code, and it should take you to a Google form in order to sign up for that. Awesome. It better work. That's true. That is true. Yeah. So yeah, so make sure that you go ahead, if you're interested in taking the practice SAT, like if you've already taken the SAT before and you may not have scored as well as you'd like, this would be an excellent opportunity to practice so that when you take it over again, you'll do better next time. Also, the real good thing about Mr. Brian is that he'll actually go through your scores with you when you get them back and give you tips and tricks on how you can even improve your score even more. So we're very, very, very fortunate to have that lecture here. We'll also have another, so there'll be two things going on. There'll also be the Legacy Health Spotlight and social media best practices next session. So you won't want to miss that, because as social media just like takes over our entire world and life, it is also taking over the college application and job application process. So people literally go through your social media to determine if you're a good fit for a scholarship, a college acceptance, or even a job. They will go through your social media. Okay, so we'll have the speaker talk about social media best practices, and then I have a homework assignment reminder. We'll talk about Bridge Awards. That assignment for next session, we did that already, so don't worry about that one. The only assignment that you need to worry about is if you haven't done it already, to do your budget. I got a lot of them, over the past week or so, but I really want you guys to practice doing a budget, just because financial preparedness is important. Okay. Any questions on that?
What's Legacy Spotlight? What is
Legacy Health? Oh, the Legacy Health Hospital organization. So the person that's doing the presentation, she works for Legacy Health. And so she'll talk about Legacy Health, the hospital organization, so like nursing, RN, doctor, and health administration kind of positions, as well as social media. It's the same lady that we had last year, Ms. Victor. And then, so for your homework, don't forget to send copies of your homework to your mentors, Miss Yvette, Mr. Paul, and I didn't put it on here, but also your parents and or guardians, so that you can make sure that you're getting credit for your assignments, okay? Copy everybody. That makes it easier for us to make sure that we don't miss anybody's points. Assignments need to be turned in the following Saturday for early credit. assignments turned in by the next session are on time, right? So what I mean by that is today is Saturday the 7th. So if you turn it in by Saturday the 14th, right, you get early credit. If you don't turn it in until Saturday the 21st, then you get on time credit, right? If you turn it in after the 21st, you still get credit, but it ain't gonna be. I don't know. Depends on how missing that feels that day. Okay?
Paul, can you go back one slide? I'm gonna take a picture because my student's sick. I'm sorry, I should have been more on it.
No worries.
Thank you.
And I'll also send this out. All right. Good. All right. I'm running real short on time. And if you have any issues with assignments, talk to your mentors or anybody on the B2S team for help as soon as possible. So Bridge Awards. Okay, so it looks like this event has a tie for first place. So we have, actually, I didn't put it in, sorry guys, apologies. Fernando and DeRay in first place. And then for the Fremont Award in second place, we have, looks like Everett. And then in third place, Lucas Post. And then we have another tie for fourth place. She was like really generous with these ties, I'll tell you. So for fourth place, we have Malia and Alante. And then in fifth, I better be Kais. Kais? That's Kais, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, with my writing.
Well. I was like, Kaira. Okay. All right. So, hey. All right. So, as always, these are our points breakdowns.
Y'all need to turn y'all homework in. Some of y'all could have made top 5 if you'd have turned your homework in.
That
Maybe
one.
you should have turned it in. Somebody turned it in today. They got the points. Turn your homework in. That's 15 points. Y'all had a whole Christmas break.
Right.
It was easy peasy.
I even gave you examples. Like, y'all could have literally just like copied and pasted
Easy homework too.
one of those examples and be like, yeah, I feel like this. Yeah, whatever that is. Or you could have just made up a title. I don't know.
You could have
Right.
All right. So make sure you get those points. All right. The other thing, now I have made it live, the 3A list. Okay, so that is basically achievements, awards, and acceptances. So if you get an achievement, first team all defense, National Honor Society, Instrumental Soloist of the Year. Okay, you can put that on this list, and we can celebrate with you. All right. If you get an award, okay, if you get an acceptance letter from a college or from a scholarship or from an internship program, any of those things, we want to celebrate with you, okay? Don't keep that stuff a secret. We like to know that these things happen, all right? Because I'm here at the end of the year in presentations, oh yeah, I got accepted to like 22 schools and got 30,000. When did this happen? Yesterday? Because nobody told me. So please, be sure to share. That QR code should also work. It looks a little cooler than the one before.
Yes.
Yeah. I have 20 of them, huh?
Yeah.
How many points?
Hmm?
How many points?
So The first 3 entries on the 3A list get you 10, and then additional entries get you 1.
So she got nothing else on her face, like, yeah, I got it. She doing it now.
I know how amazing you young people are. I can't just be giving 5 points for every little thing you do.
Right.
Huh?
But it's an achievement.
It is. I agree. That's why I'm giving you credit for it. I could have said 0 because I expected it. All right, I might be able to reconsider that. 2 or 3 points.
That's more.
I don't know, let's see what kind of achievements, I mean, people don't say it, they say
They
they
got
want
a
more
big
points,
one.
but they don't put nothing on there, and be all for nothing.
That's true. Like I said, she has discretion. She can do whatever. This list is not etched in stone. Go back to the.
Hey, Olympic medals were awarded on fractions of a second, so 1 point can make a huge difference. It can make a
Well,
difference,
that part. That part. Because remember, at the end of the session, right, your presentations are worth 50 points.
There you go.
So any little 1, 2, 3 point, those things add up over time. Everybody got QR codes? Good? Okay. So then, this is the wrong link for the scholarship log, so don't copy this one, I'll fix it. But I did start a scholarship log for our group for this year. I'll explain that more next time. But yeah, so just to be aware that the scholarship log is coming out. The SAT sign up and the 3A form does work. And then we have other things from Miss Yvette.
I just want to say thank you guys for all of your hard work, continuing to come and show up. Show up when we ask you guys to come volunteer, show up early, help us set up. We appreciate all of that. So I have some awards just because. My first 2 awards go to Leah and Lucas. So you guys can come up here. These guys are getting a gift card. I don't know how much is on here. $25. $5. No.
25.
This is because they came, $25. This is for coming to help wrap gifts to the families that we serve. We were able to serve 28 families over the winter break with food boxes and toys for their kids. And they came to help wrap, so we really appreciate that. Thank you.
So where are we going? Where are we going?
Next award goes to Titus. Titus, please come up here. The early bird gets to learn, so we got some learn itch today.
And he was actually here early to talk about what his goals and dreams were gonna be for following next year. Then me and him talked for like 30 minutes, so.
Wow.
All right. I didn't get them those mediums. The next group of people, please come to the front. Everett. Nathaniel, who's not here.
Can you come up with the name?
Okay. Jamal. LaShawn is not here. Fernando.
If any parents are here for the kids in the group, come up here, okay?
Jeray Mama.
Jeray, come on up here, come on up here.
Yeah.
Keep standing up there, please.
We do.
Line up, yes. Come on, come on. Mama.
Where's that?
Where's that go?
Is that?
He was here.
Oh, here it is.
I was like,
Oh, my.
What'd you get? Oh, wasn't that nice? Oh, look at those.
so you guys all got a pair of shoes because you guys are the only ones that turned in your homework.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm lying. You turned your homework in too.
You gotta come, yeah, come on up here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
Well, you guys gotta realize, if you're not here,
But I was trying to remember what it was for.
so this is what I wanna say, you guys, if you guys are not here, Paul sends out the information about the homework, so that's no excuse saying you wasn't here to get the homework, so. And the homework was really easy, it was only a budget sheet, right?
Yeah, it was really
The budget
easy.
sheet.
So I appreciate you guys. That was gonna be the homework.
One thing that you guys said this at the very beginning, you never know what Miss Debbie will come out with.
Yeah.
Even though I am not here, my spirit is here and my eyes are all over the room. So, I just want you guys, even though you're not up here, your efforts as far as you have gone right now is still being seen. And just keep up the good work. I'm really proud of every last one of you in this room. Because this is a commitment, and you guys are proving that. You're all in. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
They're really good.
It inspired us to like do a budget.
Yeah, we actually looked at them.
Yeah. All right.
Good job,
you guys,
everybody.
good job.
One more.
Uh-oh. One more?
I'm sorry, I'm going past. The next person.
All right, guys, listen up. Listen up.
It's Heidi. Heidi is getting the award. I don't want to say most improved, but just, I've seen a lot more communication coming in from Heidi, so I don't know why, but I appreciate it. I mean, it's what we're supposed to do. I don't know what prompted her to start emailing and talking to her mentor, so, I just want to say thank you, and we see that you're doing what we're asking, so we appreciate it.
What you did? What you did? Can I feel them? Can I feel them?
Yes, you did that. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, that concludes all of my awardees today.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so again, guys, go to the show. Do the work, you do get a reward. May not be right away, but you do get rewarded. All right, and we see what you're doing. We know what you're doing. We got eyes everywhere, ears everywhere. All right, so keep up the good work. If you guys do need to connect with us, that's our information. We got social media. I was supposed to post something, it didn't work. Something was wrong with my hair. I'm sorry, my bad. But make sure you check it out because you do get points for that. So if you like, if you follow, you get points for that. Any questions on that? No? Good? Okay. There are those QR codes again. So just in case you didn't get them before, you can still get them. And then, and so with that, well, I guess it's test it out time, huh? Oh,
Just one thing. I just wanted to mention to the group, I waited till Miss Debbie was out of here, but right now she's going through some really serious family issues. So we just wanted to let people know that's why she's been in and out. Some family health issues for a couple of people in her family, some really serious stuff. But she's trying to be here as much as she can, but she's not always going to be here, just trying to handle that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to make sure to let everybody know.
These are mittens and my work schedule is so strong. I didn't make it to bring, I brought like 40 pairs to the family donation and some more, so I'm gonna put them in the lunch area. And they're great tips because they're supposed to work with your iPhone or cell phone. One size fits all, so if you got big hands, it might be a little snug, but.
There you go. All right, so get your mittens. Don't have freezy fingertips, okay? So any questions, comments, concerns, silly jokes real quick?
I just texted her and he said thank you.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Yes, welcome.
Homework assignment for next week is.
If you didn't do it, your budget. If not, I don't have a home.
There's not a new one, okay.
Yeah.
Catch up on the old.
Yeah, catch up on the old stuff. Well, I guess technically the 3A list is an assignment, right? Like if you didn't do it just yet, get that done.
Can you put back up the QR code for the achievements? Or is one of these the achievements?
No, no.
Is that the same one, the 3A form? Oh, the 3A form, okay. Thank you.
Oh yeah, if you have thank you cards, I'll collect those. All right, put your stamps on them. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Everybody have a pretty good session today? Yeah? Okay? Right? Yes, sir.
What if you still have 3 awards? What if you don't have like 3 awards or accomplishments?
What if you don't? Oh, hold up, guys. Listen. What if you don't have 3 awards or accomplishments? You gotta work on that. Right? Because you're definitely capable. Right?
I think that also means like 3 types, so anything that you've got, like if you got a scholarship so far, if you got accepted somewhere, you know, any one of those things you can put up there.
Yeah, you don't have to have one of each category. You just have 3 of any of the categories, right? So like awards, acceptances, achievements, right? So if you're the most improved bowler in your school, oh, don't act like y'all don't bowl. For real? Nobody here bowls. You don't bowl? Oh, you do bowl? You got your shoes? Okay. Watch out for you. Alright. But yeah, if any type of award, you know, like I said, if you sang a solo in church, that's an award, right? You're being recognized as being somebody that sings well, something that I am not capable of doing at all. Alright? Yes?
Is getting nominated to apply for the Zero Scholarship Grant?
That is definitely a good one. Perfect attendance, yeah, that would count. You have to prove that one though, I don't know. Alright, with that, then I will let you guys go step it out with Miss Andy probably.